The zodiac is a giant clock, divided up into various portions of time, giving us a diagrammatic representation of our conscious connection to the macrocosm. The positioning of the celestial bodies which grace our solar system offer us clues as to what energetic characteristics may influence one time period over another. This zodiac clock begins in Aries, and the divisions of time are based on that simple principle. Whether that clock represents the great year, an age, a single year, or a day, we still begin in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars, the planet of proactive movement in a specific direction. Aries is also a cardinal fire sign, which means there is a great deal of initiating energy, with fiery, spontaneous passion. The glyph for Mars is a circle, representing the focal conscious mind or the ego, pointing in a specific direction, saying, "I am going this way." Mars also represents the god of war and all forms of martial-like activity. Each age or epoch can be broken down into another zodiac cycle, giving us a clue as to which planets will dominate and influence each time period. And as each age begins, Mars, the god of war and martial-like activity, initiates the first phase with its proactive, fiery and aggressive characteristics. As was the case at the beginning of the last epoch, the age of Pisces, the influence of Mars promoted various expressions of this energy. During this time period, we see the Roman Empire expand its physical influence throughout the Mediterranean. The Roman Republic had established its supremacy in the region. By 133 BC, Rome had conquered Spain and found itself in a cycle of perpetual war in one place or another. The population of the capital had grown to over 100,000 people, considered large in those days. Macedonia, Greece, and Carthage were annexed. Only one kingdom remained a challenge to Roman supremacy: Pontus and the Hellenistic Mithridates to the east. In 88 BC, the Mithridates attacked and overran the Asian provinces controlled by Rome. 60,000 Roman citizens were executed. By 86 BC, Greece fell into the hands of the Mithridates, putting great strain on the young Roman Empire. Although Rome was under pressure from civil strife, they managed to organize a counterattack, defeating the Mithridates to restore their eastern frontiers. By 66 BC, the threat from the east was dissolved, and the coast from Pontus to Syria was annexed to Rome. Under the leadership of Julius Caesar, 49 BC, 44 BC, Rome managed to conquer Gaul. They even succeeded in conducting multiple raids on Britain. During this period, rival generals were competing for power. The Republic began to fragment, with its final end after the civil wars of 49 to 30 BC, and absolute power in the hands of Octavian, the first emperor of Rome. In 27 BC, he was given the title Augustus, which means great and venerable. By 32 AD, around the time Jesus Christ was purported to have been crucified, the era of martial Mars was coming to a close. Its influence would not be extinguished, but would move away from the foreground. Rome had firmly established itself as a great all-powerful empire stretching all over the Mediterranean. Even Britain was close to being absorbed. The new age of Aquarius is upon us, with Mars playing a role within the initial phase of these social changes. Although the age as a whole has shared rulership with Saturn and Uranus leading the charge, Mars's influence at the beginning of this epoch is likely to express itself in some form of martial-like activity, promoting more fiery aggression, anger and confrontation. This could be one reason why police forces throughout the world are evolving into military-style combat units. Not so many years ago, police were known as constables, upholders of constitutional and common law rights. However, since the corporatization of almost every institution and organization, the role of the constable has changed to that of a corporate policy enforcement officer. Your common law rights now come a distant second to policies imposed on us through corporate legislation. And as all government agencies, police forces and local councils are now corporations, they are all working together to impose the will of a new corporate control grid known as globalization. And as we progress along this new path of time, the possibility of martial law being imposed across the board by this new corporate mercenary army masquerading as constables is greatly increased. For the globalists to succeed and accelerate all their schemes and objectives, it would be far easier if humanity was locked under house arrest while all their new plans were rolled out. For a speedy transformation of society in the direction necessary for this brave new world to manifest, martial law is preferred. And in order to justify its rollout, society is being divided on all fronts, stirring up emotions which can erupt into fiery outbursts of aggression, anger, and even violence, all intended to promote and justify a permanent presence of martial control. This is likely to be your new normal. Just like the kings and queens of their forefathers, is it the case that our new leaders are using astrological cycles to synchronize policy to match this great cosmic clock? Or is it simply that the energies associated with various planets and periods of time are the main drivers influencing human consciousness?